What's going on, guys? It's Jacoborth back with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, and this one is going to be about diversity, and particularly diversity of thought out here in Las Vegas. But before we get into that, I'm going to do something a little bit different on this video. And I know usually I end my videos with like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll put it at the end of this one. But I'm going to try at the beginning of this video asking you guys to subscribe. Okay, I've starting to build a subscriber base and it's going well, but I usually ask for it at the end, so I'm going to ask for it up front this time, you guys. You like the video, you want to see more stuff about Las Vegas, and you've seen my other videos, you like the channel, please subscribe, and there'll be more to come every single week, okay? So, getting into the video. One of the things I wanted to cover here about Las Vegas is its diversity. And usually when people think of diversity, they refer to they think of it in an ethnic sense. And Las Vegas does have that. We do have some ethnic celebrations here that, aren't too common in some other places. Or we have some that are big here in Vegas, like the San Gennaro Feast, which celebrates, Italian heritage. We have the Vegas Loves Brazil Festival every single year. We also have the Pure Aloha Festival every single year at the Rio Hotel, which celebrates Polynesian culture. So, I mean, we do have those ethnic festivals out here, and we do have some of those ones like the ones I just mentioned that are a bit more unique. But, the other thing I wanted to mention really is more so diversity of thought. And a lot of this goes back to Las Vegas and then the state of Nevada, just the unique population this place has with so many people from all over the country. Is you definitely get to see some different viewpoints out here, and it shows up in a lot of the ways. It shows up socially quite a bit. Like one of the big ones out here is actually in politics. And right now in Nevada, we're actually very politically balanced. Nevada's considered to be a swing state. It's been considered a swing state for some time. But like right now, we have our two senators. We have one Democrat, one Republican. We have 4 representatives in Congress right now, 2 Democrat, 2 Republican. Nevada did go Democrat in the last 2 elections, but our governor and lieutenant governor are both Republican. So, Nevada's got interesting political history. It was a pretty solid Republican state in the 70s and in the 80s, and it's gone with the winning candidate every election since 1980, I believe. Nevada has voted with the winning presidential candidate, and it's really been since about the 90s, you could say, Nevada's been really considered a swing state. When Clinton won Nevada both times, when Bush won Nevada both times, and when Obama won Nevada both times. So, and I actually like the fact that it's a swing state, because it just shows that you have the balance in that political regard. I mean, where I grew up in Modesto, California, Modesto is a bit more Republican area. That part of California tends to be more Republican, the agricultural part, and that's the part where I grew up in. Then when I moved to the San Francisco Bay Area when I went to college, that part is heavily, heavily Democrat. And I got to see 2 ends of the spectrum there. But even, there were times even in college where it's supposed to be a place that really promotes, independent thought and diversity of thought. There were a lot of times I felt even in college that there was really a lack of diversity of thought. And, I feel like it's more diverse here in Las Vegas in a lot of ways than it was back, when I was living in the San Francisco Bay Area. And, politics is one of the areas that shows up out here, with, like I said, Nevada being, a toss-up state almost every presidential election. One of the other ways that it shows up here quite a bit is actually in religion. And I'm going to save the religion really for another video. I'm going to dive deeper into it. But we actually do have quite a few religious denominations out here in Nevada. And the percentage of people that follow certain denominations out here is actually very different here locally in Las Vegas than it is compared to the national average. So, and that has to do with the history of certain religions settling here in Las Vegas and just the city's development. And I'm going to jump more into that into another video, but you will see in religion, you will see definitely some variety as well. And even things like with, you know, this might sound like, you know, kind of a simple one or one most people wouldn't think of, but even on the radio, actually when I flip through the radio stations out here, I noticed even the music selection is pretty balanced. Like when I grew up in Modesto, you know, I remember in high school when I started driving and I'd be flipping through the radio channels, country music kind of seemed to be the dominant one out there. I mean, there was usually 3, sometimes even 4 country stations you could get on the radio depending on which area you were in. You know, there was, I think I remember like one rock station, like one classic rock, one hip hop, and another one that was like kind of pop, hip hop mixed. Then when I moved to the San Francisco Bay Area, there was like it was almost completely the opposite. There was like one country station out of San Jose back when I was living in San Mateo. I couldn't even really get it on the radio sometimes. And I think there was one country station out of San Francisco for like a year, and then that closed. But the Bay Area was like one country station, you know, some rock, a whole lot of pop music, lots of pop, and I felt like a lot more hip hop out there because it's just, you know, it's a much bigger population, a much bigger metro area. But when I came out here to Vegas and we were flipping through the radio first, you know, week or so I'm out here, and I found, you know, like 2 country stations. I found a couple rock, a couple pop and hip hop, and even just the selection on the radio out here feels much more balanced. And, you know, that may actually be completely true just because, like I said, in such a transient state, Nevada is by far the most transient state in the country. Only 24% of Nevada residents are actually born and raised in the state. The second state after that was Florida with 35%. So Nevada has more than a 10% lead on the next closest state. And Vegas being the biggest city and the most transient one in the state, you know, you get a lot of change, and you get a lot of change year after year in the population here. You get a lot of people from all over the U.S., and like I mentioned in my video about transiency, about 20% of our population is actually foreigners. So you definitely get variety. So if you're someone who really likes to have variety, or you like that diversity, or maybe you grew up in an area where you didn't feel like there was much diversity in a lot of ways, you can find that out here in Las Vegas. You definitely can. You'll find it in the political realm, you'll find it in religions, you'll find it in music. I mean, you will find something that suits you, or you will find something new that suits you, just because you have those kind of choices out here, and just because we have such a unique population that, you know, it just demands that, you know, you have something to suit everybody, because there's so many people from different parts of the country out here. So that was something I wanted to share with you guys, that I thought about, that I noticed after a while of moving out here, that, you know, I don't know if some people really think about that, about Las Vegas, because they usually just think of the Strip and all the tourist kind of stuff, but there is quite a bit of diversity, and you do have quite a bit of variety out here outside of just, you know, entertainment on the Strip. So I want to share that with you guys. Go ahead, do me a favor, and please like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Throw in a comment down there if you guys, you know, like the video, you have something to say about it, or if you have questions about it yourself. You know, you have some questions about living here. I've already answered multiple questions on my other videos for other people, so put in a question. I'm really good about answering your guys' comments and getting back to you. I'll try to help you guys out, whether it's, you know, you thinking about moving here yourself, or you're looking on behalf of another person, or just questions about a vacation out here. So put it in the comments section. I will get back to you guys. Thank you for watching. Please share the video with anybody who you think would like hearing about Las Vegas, and I will see you guys in the next video.